everyone, it's me, Lisa, coming once again at you with a book review, and this one I'm very excited about. This book has been anticipated. It's the kind of book that I like to read when it's well done, otherwise I'm very bored. So I'm pretty excited to get into it. Of course, as you will have seen by the thumbnail, we are talking about, stupid me, Empowered by V. Live your life with passion and purpose. I've read this book in 2 days, and if you don't know who V is, she is making history very literally. She has been sharing her study journey on YouTube. She has started Empowered by V. She also has been to both Oxford and Harvard, which is insane, and has graduated now and is involved into making studying and school accessible for everyone. It's a really great thing that she is doing. She's really motivating, and she's spreading across the world a message of empowerment, self-love, and to feel validated. So she's really great. And going back to the book, we have to say that the book is, well, in terms of how it's done, just simply the book, very petite in a sense. It's a very small book. You can see it's the size of my face, and I'm not that tall or that big. So it's petite, but it's quite heavy, so you feel the quality. And oh my god, like, the yellow in this book has inspired my makeup today. Super easy, and it's, oh my god, it's very much gorgeous, so beautiful. I wanted to go through the book because it's just breathing beauty, and I as you may know, love beautiful things, colorful things, and yellow is an empowering color, a very happy one. So I think that that was nailed in the book. Very good. But the quality of the piece doesn't say that what's inside is actually a quality product. So we have to establish what's inside, if it's good and if it's not. I think that the overall structure of the book was quite well done. It's divided in chapters that tackle various aspects that can contribute to self-empowerment in people's life, and that I thought was really cool because it goes through not only setting goals, which is what we will be doing today, but also practical steps on how to deal with money, how to deal with bullying, how to deal with a lot of things that happen that are not only ambitions but are actually things that happen in our everyday life and that we have to come to face with, not only dream about or just imagine. It's something that is tangible. And what I thought was really cool also was that at the end of each chapter, V has these little places where she puts the title in yellow. You won't be able to see it. It's here, very sheer, but in person it's actually quite okay. Still a little hard to read in some stances, especially when the background is white and the title is in yellow. And she puts down all of the practical steps that you have to use in order to achieve something, and then down she has a long description of what to do to achieve what she is talking about in the chapter. And how she goes about all of this is mainly through her life experience. She narrates about her upbringing, where she came from, that her father died, and all of the challenges she was forced to face as a black person and also as a simple new student that engaged with a different system. And I think that that was really well done. But I might say that if you are not into autobiography style I'm not super sure you will like this one because there is a lot of autobiography, a lot of personal experience that comes in this book. So I would say if you have to read this, make sure that that is the genre for you, because it's not only empowerment as in I read Jade's book, that you will find it in this channel, The Other Review, and that one was a lot more based on general experience that everyone could take something from, but in this specific case it's very personal. So even though she gives out practical advice, it's not for everyone. If you don't like that kind of style, I think you probably won't like it. But it makes a perfect buddy on your shelf, in my opinion. I really love it, how it's done and everything. So cool. So she talks about something that I'm very passionate about, which is setting goals. She talks about a method that she uses that is the pyramid method. Last year, I have set some goals for myself in a pyramid method that was very different from what she talks about. What I did was divide the pyramid in, I think it was 4 pieces, and in each piece I put goals for this month, in a year, and put in 3 years, in 5 years, in 10 years. It can have as many layers as you want, and that pyramid is really useful for me because it really helps you to envision what you want to achieve. But as was well said by VEE in the book, just seeing what you want to achieve doesn't actually imply that you're gonna work towards that, because you're gonna think, I have time to do that, I can do that in the future, I have a lot of time for it, and then time passes by, you're not doing anything about it, and you just skip on it because you think you have all the time in the world. And sometimes saying out loud those things without an actionable plan to reach them is not that great, because you're not actually going to put in the effort to achieve what you want to achieve. So we are now going to place here another pyramid. That is what VEE says we should do, which is placing at the top of the pyramid the first current goal. I want to say my current goal for now is to graduate with, I think, an overall first. It's my main achievement for now. I really want to do that. I really want to work towards it. I've been working towards it for a long time, because from September I started that, and in the past years that was all the work I had to do in order to get a high grade. I don't know if I will achieve that, but I think a high 2-1 or ideally a first would be what I'm aiming for. So the second layer of the pyramid, you break it down where you need to be in the next 6 months. So she says to divide it in 2 sections, and you're going to be 3 months and 3 months, what you have to do in that time to achieve that. And for me, what I have to do in that time, I don't think I need 6 months, because I have December, January, February, March, April, May, and then in May I have every deadline. So yeah, maybe May I have like 4 days in there, or maybe a bit more, but not that much. So that doesn't really count. But for me, at least 20 hours a week studying and working towards my deadlines and practicing writing essays to achieve my goals. And developing my dissertation and working towards my essays is the part of 1, and part 2 is working towards my essay and perfecting and completing my dissertation. Then we have a third and final layer that she says is the final row, right where you want to be in the other 6 months prior to the end goal. I think for me, since it's such a short-term goal, at least for now, I want to divide it in a monthly stand and make it very, very detailed. I have to divide that in a very specific way for a monthly overview of what I have to do and the main things I have to do. And apart from all of that, I think that another good thing that she doesn't say, but that you could do to improve your goals, is to take some white papers. These are recycled. Behind I have other stuff that I don't need. And you divide the paper in 30 lines and you divide them daily or weekly like you do in bullet journals. And if you have a bullet journal, use that and note down what you have to do for each week or for each day. Divide it further in order to have a more specific outlook of what you have to achieve in the following months. I think that is really great, in my opinion, to have that vision board of the goals you're gonna achieve. And I think that doing this together is really motivating. As V says, goal setting is the first step towards doing something great. And then you have obviously to put in the work, put in the effort, do everything else that you need. But goal setting is the first great step towards that. I think that we will have another goal setting video in my other channel very soon, because it's almost the end of the year and we have to start thinking about next year and what we want to achieve. But I think that this was a great thing. I didn't give it 5 stars just because it's clear, but it wasn't as beautifully written as Unjaded Jade's book was for me. It's a personal opinion. I loved the book. Jade just writes in a way that for me is better, but it's just my personal opinion. I thought that this book was really, really good, and I really think that if you need that empowerment, you can really take inspiration from what V does. And you can take inspiration from the tips that she gives out, and you can start thinking about what you want to do for yourself to make it better for yourself. So I really think this is a must read if you want to improve your life and get somewhere. And I think that some of the tips that she gives out are good but not the best, in terms of, for example, when she talks about YouTube and how to grant the growth. I think that is in part coming from you, but in part is coming from YouTube. So if YouTube doesn't agree with you, you're not gonna grow. So I think that that is something that, of course, you can work on, you can plan, you can strive to achieve stuff, but it's not always gonna work the way you plan to, because it really depends on the platform, not only on yourself. But apart from that, I think it really was great, and you should give it a read. If you are in self-motivating books, you really should. And so yeah, this is all from me for this time. Next week you're coming up with other reviews that I have already planned, and I hope that you will decide to tune in next week as well. And if you want to see something else from myself, I will leave link down below, so you check out my channel, subscribe, give this video a like to make other people know if you liked it, comment down below if you want to read the book, and we will see each other in the next one. Bye guys!